For a really short person. I'm going to be reading from the book of Judges, chapter 2, in verse 10, shortly after the death of Joshua. After that whole generation had been gathered to their ancestors, another generation grew up who knew neither the Lord nor what the Lord had done for Israel. You think about that, that's a rather startling text. One generation after all God had done for the nation of Israel, delivering them from the Egyptians, the 40 years in the wilderness, and one generation, they had forgotten the Lord. And they had forgotten all that He had done for them. And the verse goes on to tell us that they get into sin and they start worshiping false gods. I was thinking this morning about memory problems. I have memory problems. Some of you do. If you don't, you're going to. As we get older, we forget. And God, our Creator and Designer, He knows that we are forgetful people. He knew the Israelites were forgetful, and He gave them instructions on how they were to teach their youth about Him and about what He had done for them. Apparently they had neglected that. He gave them the feast of the Passover so that they could celebrate that escape from the Egyptians, so that they could remember that He delivered them with power and with might and with greatness. And you look at the New Testament and you see Jesus overturning the tables because He's upset, because they have forgotten what it's about. They thought it was about making money. They thought it was about checking off the box and going through the motions. We can forget what the Lord's table is about. What is it about? What are we supposed to remember? We're supposed to remember, as the song that Dwayne sang, without Him we are nothing. Without Him we have nothing. We have no grace. We have no hope. We have no forgiveness of sins. But because of what He did, because of His sacrifice, because of His power over death and over Satan, we have victory. We have hope. That is what we're supposed to remember. And we're also supposed to remember the cost of the grace. The Son of the living God, put to death on a cross. He could have delivered Himself, but He chose not to, because it was more important to Him that we have hope and that we have grace and that we have eternal life with He and the Father. Let's go to our Father in prayer.